Hi guys, welcome back to Sorcery TCG UK. Obviously that's where I'm based, and that's why the channel's called that. We today we're going to be covering avatars. We're going to be talking about what comes in the first set's avatars, what to expect, and some favourite picks of mine. So I hope you enjoy. Let's jump straight in. The scarf is back. Yeah, let's jump in. Let's see what we can find. Right, so I think we're going to start with the precon. Everybody's seen these now. I'm just going to talk about what I think the best ones are, like tier them essentially. So we're going to start with the air. They all have the ability. All the avatars have the ability, apart from the Pathfinder, to tap, play, or draw a site. So it's essentially your land surveyors, I think they're called. It's just that card built into your avatar. Um, but they're just Genesis draw cards. So we have tap, play or draw a site. This is the air, 20 life, one attack and defense. Once on your turn, if you company an air site, you may fly a unit atop a nearby site. So on your turn, if you occupy an air site, you may. Okay, so this can offer a lot of things. This can offer protection for your minions because it's a unit, not your avatar. Um, but I do think this is one of the weaker ones. I think the Earth and the Air are the two weaker ones here. I'll go into a little bit more about that. So flying a unit to a nearby um, site is kind of irrelevant. You can progress your minions down the board a little bit faster, and you know if you're flying, you can't be intercepted and stuff. So I get it. It's cool. It's cool. It probably will find its place, and someone will find a way to really utilize having your minions fly around. But I think this is the worst of them all. It's just not very good. So I'm gonna put that at the bottom. Put that all the way down here. And then we have Earth. So we can tap, play, or draw a site. Same as the other ones. You have +1 power for each nearby Earth site. So nearby is all the tiles round your avatar, including whereas cardinal is or adjacent is the cardinal directions: up, down, left, right. Um, so this gets +1 for each nearby. So what can we have there? 6, 9. We can have 9 power. This could get really strong. This could be really relevant. But a lot of the time, I'll tell you why this is not as good as the others. It's because you have to tap to play your site. So first you've got to tap to play all these sites to gain that power. So then you can't tap to move. So to move, you tap and you move the unit like this. So if you're tapping to play a site, then you can't move after. So you're not positioning it. You can't unless you're using teleport and stuff or some of the blue spells. You can't really position yourself in a good place to be able to attack. It's funny because earthquake. Is it earthquake? It might be earthquake or something like that. It actually switches to in a two by two square meter, so you can actually you could probably move your avatar without consequences if there's not your units involved. But yeah, that's irrelevant. Here we have, yeah. So and plus, like, I think this is also a bad avatar because, or not bad, but like not as playable as some of the others because it requires you to. It basically says that your deck needs to run all of the Earth sites because otherwise you won't be getting your buff and the synergy won't line up properly. You want to get as much synergy as possible out of your decks in this game because it will. The tempo is really prominent which can shift later on with some of the bigger spells and the high end stuff. Tempo can change, but it's really important at the beginning that you have a good strategy. So I'm going to put this in second. In third, it would be. So let's do it like this. This is worst to best. So now we're coming into some of the other good stuff. This one here is absolutely amazing. In its right, it's absolutely amazing. It's 20 for 1. It's got the ability, same as the other ones, and then the new ability is tap, flood a site adjacent to your body of water. Until you do so again, you may teleport there. So this is really good. So your body of water is your land connected, your site's connected. So they're connected in like a zigzag like this, and your enemies here, you can flood this bit of water here, flood this bit of their site here, and then teleport there, which is just amazing because it allows your ships. I spoke about it in the first episode on this channel, that it allows your ships to be able to essentially go on land and fight there, which is really relevant for that strategy. But once again, the problem with this is it kind of locks you into water because it talks about body of water, your body of water, which is therefore forcing you into playing more water sites in your deck, so it cuts out some of the options to run towers and stuff, the fast mana and foot soldiers, and But so I'm gonna put that third, and then final we have the Avatar of Fire. I'm just gonna get a fireball here. There's a little token reference here. So fireball is 2 threshold and 4 cost, so you only need 2 threshold to play this. So this makes this deck able to splash the other colours. It makes it more viable. Plus, it's built-in removal. You have built-in removal. So let's talk about it. Tap, play or draw a site. Tap. This turn, fire sites in your hand are also fireballs. So it turns your Atlas deck into your spellbook, or into removal. Into a spell. And the fireball is pay for 2 threshold, shoot a projectile. So you're shooting a projectile. I imagine that's in a cardinal direction. It deals 4 damage on impact and 2 damage to each other unit that location. So choose your target, deals 4 damage on impact to that target, and then 2 damage to each other. So it's like splash damage. It really cool, really, because you deal 4 to the avatar, and then you deal 2 to the foot soldiers, and then you can swing on top. It's really relevant, and it does come up. And in the later game, when you've drawn all your spells, when you've drawn all your atlases, this just guarantees that you're always going to have that removal. I really like the Avatar Fire. I think the artwork, I think based on playability, this is the first, second, third, fourth in my opinion. And then based on artwork, once again in my opinion, it's this. Like, I really like the Earth and the Fire's artwork. I do love the Air and Water. But I love these guys. These guys are really cool. But yeah, look how they're looking into each other. These two looking to the left, and these two looking to the right. Maybe that is for a 4-player game. Maybe it was meant to be a versus. Like a That would be really cool. One day we'll definitely do that. We'll do a 2v2, and we'll do it like this. That's such a cool caption. But I've everybody's been so amazing with what they've been saying about the channel and the content that I'm trying to create or get to create for you guys. So it's really nice. Now we're gonna talk about these avatars. So I'm gonna say this is really good. Being able to tap and draw is just amazing, and it will definitely see its place in the meta. But some of these other ones have some really strong effects. I talk about the Pathfinder all the time because it is my favourite. And so this go from the left to the right. So we've got the Battle Mage here. I know this is a fan favourite as well. Whenever it attacks and kills an enemy, you may draw a card. So, which is just it's I personally don't like it. I don't like it because you have to put your avatar in a position where it can be attacked back, you know, and early against precons and stuff that's fine, but when you're playing against some of the more constructed decks, you're gonna come into like they just swing an 8 back at you, you know, it doesn't bother them. But yeah, I've seen some really cool strategies. This is definitely up there as one of the best avatars in the game right now. Uh, Death Speaker, it took me a long time to come around to this card, um, or to understanding where it really succeeds. But I've got a really good list for this that I want to do a review on soon. Really good list, and you'll see how a lot of the strong cards actually flood over into a lot of the other decks. But yeah, we'll talk about this quickly. You may cast one dead minion each turn and for 0 if you're on death's door. Okay, so this is just amazing. When I first read this, I thought you could only cast minions from your graveyard on death's door. But you can do that once per turn, whether you're on death's door or not. It's just free when you're on death's door. So this is amazing because you make their removal irrelevant because you go, okay, play your pirate ship, and then they go, okay, cool, remove your pirate ship, you know, lightning bolt, 2 lightning bolts or whatever, and you're like, okay, cool. Then next turn, play the pirate ship again from your graveyard. You can take turns off. Your graveyard becomes your spell book, you know, because you can play everything again, which is just it's really good, really good, and I think it's really good in this format, in this closed alpha beta format. I think this is Pathfinder in this are my favorite. Like I still can't beat the Pathfinder deck that I built with the Death Speaker, but I love it. Really come around, and the artwork on these guys like just is just like it's just unreal. Like it's my favorite artwork. So next we have the Elementist. Um, you have an additional threshold, so you don't get the mana, you get the threshold, and it just essentially makes all your things easier to cast. I do need to mention quickly that the Battle Mage is the only one with free attack, which is relevant. I think they should have put their life at like 18, 19 to balance out that it's a free, but that's just me. Um, it's the only one with free now from beta as well. Battle Mage really cool. Yeah, I can see why people went to it. But the Elementalist, uh, I don't think it will be good until next set. This won't be good until people can go, okay, that's really strong. This is really strong. I'm just going to pick the strongest of everything. That, you know, some of the stuff that would normally be unreachable with a 2 color, 3 color deck, you know, unless you're splashing 1 threshold cards. This will help with the 3 threshold stuff, you know. Um, and moving forwards, this card is going to see a huge amount of play. It's a shame the ability doesn't offer anything else, but I think what it does offer is enough to make it good and playable. This one here, sadly, I've tried it. I've tried playing it. I'll still do a deck tech on it, but we don't have enough auras. So it's the same thing again as the Elementalist. I don't think this has found its place in this set. I think this is a future thing, and the auras will get stronger, and as the auras get stronger, this avatar will get stronger, and it will be desperate, and everybody will be looking for it one day. Whenever you cast a spell, you may animate target aura until the next turn. It's an aura minion with power equal to its cost. So if you've got a 6 cost aura that sinks, floods all their lands or something ridiculous that they'll end up printing, this will turn it into a 6 drop, and you'll be able to attack with it essentially, which is really good. There is some good decks out for it now. There is some cool auras in alpha and beta, but I think moving forwards we'll definitely see more from this card. And here we have the Pathfinder, my favorite avatar. It is so strong. in the next video, I'm gonna show you why it's so strong in my eyes with one of the decks I've built, because it's absolutely ridiculous. I'll read it to you. So it's got a huge drawback straight away because of how strong it is. Your atlas can't contain duplicates, and you draw no sites during setup, which is like huge. It's a massive drawback, right? Um, but what it offers is the next ability. Tap, if able, play the topmost site of your atlas to an adjacent location and move there. Okay, so if you have it, so all the other avatars have to stay still. They don't have to, but you waste a turn not drawing an atlas. You can't draw an atlas and you can't play an atlas the turn you move your avatar. This avatar moves for free. So you got play your atlas, play your atlas, and then you can play your atlas here, and then play your atlas here, and the whole time their avatar's staying still. Play your avatar here. They won't stop thinking until moving unless they're the battle mage until now. And sometimes they don't. And by the time you've gone like this, like a snake, and gone all the way up, by the time that they've got there, so you're on 8 mana, and you're drawing from the spellbook every time. You don't need to draw from the atlas ever, you know, and you can get screwed by some random sites, but you make sure all the sites you play offer the right threshold, and there is enough, and there will be more. So eventually, you could play the Pathfinder with just air, and there will be enough good air sites to make that viable. So this is just going to get absolutely insane. I think it will be the first avatar to truly be broken. My favourite strategy is something I'll show, because you can be going this way, play a site, tap, play a site, move to it, and you can play your frontier settlers here, and they can be going this way. You play play a site, and then your frontier settlers, they play a site this way, and then you can just draw from the atlas and play here, or you can move and play here, and then move and play here. And the Pathfinder deck runs some really unique spells, some really heavy hit. I dealt 40 damage with this. I'll quickly get the combo up actually. I'll do the combo in a short afterwards and just do a short little video, a YouTube Shorts or something. Um, but yeah, super enjoy that. Um, my favorite one personally at the moment, that and the deathspeaker. But the final and not least is the seer. The seer has same first ability as every other one, and then it has, at the start of your turn, look at the next site or spell. You may put it on the bottom of its deck. Bottom of the Put it on the bottom of its deck. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I just think the sorcerer is just a much better version. Like, you draw. This gives you advantage. This just shows you what you get next turn, if you get one. Like, I really think the sorcerer is the better out of these two. Personally, I'll do a quick rating. I think these two could be amazing. I think this is up there. This is probably here. This is probably here. Like, I think the series is probably the worst until it gets broken, like everything will. uh, for me, that's how it is. Like, when people get a lot of time to play the Pathfinder and see how unique it is and how you can move around the map, you can add the chest moves in. It's just really good. I love it. And next episode we're going to be doing. I might do a rundown of the spells, and then I'll do the artifacts, and then we'll jump into some gameplay. I know it's taken a while to get there, but we will get into some gameplay. And don't worry, they're going to be long enough. They're like 30-minute games. Like, I think the quickest game I had was like 25 minutes. So They're going to be long episodes, and you can sit back. Hopefully, we get some music on top, and we'll just sit here and play some games through. And I'll try my best to talk through um, absolutely everything that's happening. I think we're going to do the Pathfinder versus the Death Speaker first because it's just amazing. Then we might jump into some precons. Because I know a lot of other people are covering precons already. Not many people are covering the other avatars. Uh, the Sorcery is really good. Tap draw a spell. Maybe we'll do that as well. But I just think with the wizards in the deck, this becomes a little bit irrelevant. You just want mana to cast your big spells because you'll be drawing into them with this guy and not having enough mana, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll show you the little combo with the Pathfinder in the shorts. Please leave a like, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. See you later.